Well, good evening and welcome to tonight's webinar. So I thank everyone for turning up tonight. The Rio Olympics are on. We could be occupied elsewhere, but this webinar tonight, it's absolutely worthwhile if you need to get your website converting. If the website's not performing as it should be performing. So you've made yourself available probably for the next 45 to 50 minutes. We're listening to an expert tonight, an expert that is my go-to guy, Jason Buckner. I build front-end websites. And, websites are a little bit like the athletes in Rio at the moment. We need to tweak their performance. We need to find out what the recipe is for success. So for gold, we're trying to get some gold out of these businesses. So, Jason, what Jason's going to present tonight, I know it's gold. That's why we've invited him to be on the call tonight. He's gonna, we're gonna go over the mistakes that some of these of your websites, how they're converting, some of the mistakes that business owners are making, and Jason's going to hammer at home the three things that you can implement instantly to make those positive changes to bring in the cash flow to those businesses. So it's all about testing and measuring, and Jason is my go-to guy, so that's why we've brought him on tonight to share his knowledge with you. So I'd like to welcome Jason Buckner to the call.
Hello, Matt. How are you? And thank you for the warm welcome.
I'm awesome, mate, and thanks for being here with us, mate. So, again, you're going to present some gold tonight, and I will switch it over to you, mate.
I'm indeed, no problems. Thank you. So before we get into it, wouldn't you like a business where you get to enjoy more of this? So for me, this is the sunset of the day. This is a time of day and a beautiful time of day. And tonight's a little bit different because I'm here helping you guys. But generally, I like to go out and enjoy this time of the day. What about you? Or more tropical island getaways. For me, this is my favourite tropical island getaway in the world. It's on Phi Phi Island. It's on the North Beach on Phi Phi Island, and I just love it. And I love spending time here while my business is running in the background automatically. Or this is two of my loves here. One of my loves is travel, and the other one is spending time with my family. And this is an opportunity I had to take my mother around the world, and this was one of the stops here in New York. Once again, while my business was running automatically. So to you, each of those pictures is going to represent something different, but without getting your business, your websites first optimized and converting at the highest they possibly can, without getting that happening, then you can't go and enjoy those things while your business runs behind. So today I'm going to teach you the biggest mistake that I've seen businesses make in the last 10 years when it comes to their websites that aren't converting, and the three things that you can do to change your pages right now to implement and start making some extra money or some better money off your website or websites. So why should you learn it from me? I have a background in business and organising. So for about, actually 7 years, I worked in a retail store in Sydney. I managed a chain of retail stores in Sydney. And so on the job there, I learnt, what's appropriate for a face-to-face sale, and it's a little bit different to an online sale. But I have a background in retail, and then project management and implementing systems. So from there, I spent another 7 years working in large format digital printing and implementing systems for huge graphic rollouts. For example, I used to do a rollout for the Swatch Group, 7 brands and over 300 stores in Australia representing their brands in Australia, and we'd have to do graphic rollouts for this company that I work for the Swatch Group. We'd have to change over the rollouts, the graphics in all of those 300 stores in 48 hours, and implementing systems to get that sort of thing running smoothly. I've been doing this for 9 years, actually almost 10 years now. I've been working in internet business for the last 10 years. First, I was taught by Tom Hua and Brett McFall. I used to work for them in World Internet Summit, and they taught me everything they know about automating the business for about the first 12 months. And now they come to me to learn how to do it. Actually, after those first 12 months, I started, why aren't we doing things this way? What about doing things like this? And then from there, it just grew, and now they come to me to learn how to do it. So I now run a business where I consult at $297 an hour for customers like Brett McFall, Tom Hua, Judy Jakes, and many others just like you and your businesses as well. So Do you make this mistake? We're going to get straight into it now. The biggest mistake that I see people make. Do you just put your hands up in the air and say, oh, this website they built just isn't working? Hands up. Let's be honest here. Hands up. Who does this? It's not working. It's not getting sales. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Maybe even complain every now and again. Or say, I just don't know what to do. I'm sure there's some of us that are on this call tonight that are like this as well. I just don't know what to do, and that's probably why you're here now as well. Or worse still, just sit back and do absolutely nothing. This website's not working. I don't know what to do. I'm going to sit back and do nothing, and you know, just leave it. Now, I want to ask you a question, and it's a serious question. Whose business is this? Is it your business or is it my business? It's certainly yours. The answer should be yours. In this case, it should definitely be yours, and I need you to take ownership of it. That is the biggest key to success, and also the biggest mistake that people make is they don't treat their websites as a part of a business. Oh, this website should be making me money. I've paid for it too, and it's not making me any money, and it's not. So I'm just going to do nothing, and maybe, as I said before, maybe have a little complain, or maybe jump up and down a little bit, or you know, maybe think, oh, I don't know what to do. But what I need you to do is to treat it like a business. It's the biggest key to success, and the biggest mistake I see people make is they don't treat it like a business. They don't do anything when it's not working. They just let it go. Oh, it's not working. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to do anything. So what we need to do is get in there and make some change in your business. And that's why you're here tonight as well. So you do nothing, you get zero result. That's basically it. Well, you might get a little bit more than zero result, but doing nothing will generally have nothing come through. Or you can take action and then start to see some more sales come through in your websites and in your business. And that's why we're here tonight. It's all about taking some action. And now let's take a look at the 3 things you can do right now to change your pages, change your websites, and make them better converting. How many times have you had someone go to your site and not purchase? Some of us probably don't even know how many times someone's gone to our site and not purchased, but generally it's a waste of money, isn't it? It's money down the drain. Someone comes along, you spend all of this time getting it ready, you spend all this time marketing it, you spend all this money marketing it, and then they come along and they don't purchase. How frustrating is that? What are we going to do about that so that we can get more people from the people coming to your website, more people purchasing? That's why we're here tonight. Why do you think people are coming to your site and not purchasing? What do you think the reasons are? So it could be sales copy, it could be the wording on your page, it could be the colors on your website, it could be that there's a video on your website that's not good, it could be there's no video on your website, it could be your page is too long, it could be your page is too short. There are multitudes of different reasons why your website in your niche isn't working. Wasted marketing is wasted money. I'm just going to go back over this again. It's really, really important once you've got a site up and running to test it, to measure it, to make some change, to make it improve, to make it better all the time. It's a constant flow. It's a constant change that we're doing with websites so that we can get the most from them. How do we go about getting these things absolutely right on our website? How do we go about getting it absolutely right? Contrary to popular belief, I'm not the oracle. Little joke there. No, seriously, I'm not the oracle. I don't know exactly what's going to work on your website in your niche. I don't know what's going to work. You know, there are so many different variables out there, but there is a way for you to find out. What would I do? So if it was my business, and in my business, this is what I do. First, I listen to the experts. Second, I look at my sales copy. If it's something that I've written myself, generally I'll outsource it and get a professional to write it. And I think in most of your cases that's already happened. Matt's already done that for you. The next thing I do, I would test different versions. If something's not working on my website, then I would test a different version to see if I can get something working a little bit better until it's absolutely right. I would test and measure and test and measure until I get it absolutely right, until I get more conversions, until I get a higher average sale. I would just keep going. So what do you think you should do? It's simple. Listen to the experts. Check your sales copy. There's a pattern developing here, isn't there? Test different versions and keep going and keep going and keep going until you've got it right. There's certainly a pattern. What I do to websites is exactly the same as what you should be doing to your websites as well. So split testing is what we call it. It's the process of what we call to test and measure different versions on different sites, and we can manage it in World Internet Office, which you've already got set up on your websites as well. Just going back to the minimum we need for our sites, we've got an opt-in page, linked to a sales page, which is linked to a thank you page or a download page. So we all should have this basic setup in our sites. Opt-in page, we give away a free report. The free report is on the sales page, and then they go through to the download page after they purchase. What we're trying to do now is introduce another page after that free report, or after the opt-in, so it's a different version of that page. You know, it might be, one of them might be a different price, one of them might have a video on it. You know, there's all these different things we can test and measure, but we just put it into the process there and automate that with World Internet Office, and we test and measure until we get a winner. Then we get a winner and we move on and we test something else, and then they go through to the same old download page as we had before. So what sort of things can we change on our website? So there's a long list. We can change the sales copy. We can add video to our website. We can change the price or package some other products in and give some bonuses. We can test out colors. We can put audio on. We can do multitudes of things onto our website, but I'm going to get specific with you soon and tell you the things that you absolutely must be doing. How many things should we change, or how much should we change when we're testing our website? This is important. I want you to write this down. The general rule of thumb, we test just one thing at a time. So if we're looking at the color, we just change the color, and that's it. We test that. If we're testing the price, you have one page that's at the lower price and one page that's at the higher price, and they're identical. We don't test anything else out on that page at that time. If you're testing to see if video gives you a better conversion, then you put one page, which is a long tail, or sales page. You put another page which has the video version on it, and that's the only thing that you change between the two, so you can get a good test and a good measure between which one is working and which one is not. So long versus short. A long sales page versus a short sales page, a video versus a long sales page, audio versus no audio, price versus price, etc. On and on and on. Now, the reason why we have to test and measure these things is in every single individual niche, with all of the different customers that you have coming along to your, or prospects that you have coming along to your website, depending on the demographic, but depending on the age, depending on the sex, so forth and so on. It all makes a difference as to what works best on your particular websites. So that's why we have to test and measure it in every case. So this is what it looks like in a flow chart. So we have our opt-in page, and this is I'm going to show you a test which is on my my How to Overcome Depression with Vodka site. So I've just got the link there. We have our page number 1, which is our opt-in page, and then on the opt-in page, people enter their name and email address, and then the thank you page to that opt-in is going to be the split test link for the two different sales pages. And that split test link I'll show you how to get from World Internet Office. So we change the opt-in so that the thank you page is the split test link, and that automatically goes to two different versions of our free report and sales page. So we've got two different versions. It might be one price, one a different price. It might be one video, one without video. It might be one with audio, one without video, without audio rather. You get the general the general message there. Just one thing changed on the page, and we test that until we get it right. So then, from there, they purchase the book, and then they go on to the thank you page for the book. So it's the same thank you page that we have from just the one-page version in there. So that's how it looks in sort of flow chart and flow diagram. And now let's have a look at some split test results. Before I get into the specific things that you need to do on your websites, let's have a look at some results. It's pretty amazing looking at some of these in here. So which one of these two pages do you think converted the best? So we've got the red one there on the left and the yellow one there on the right. Now, in my experience, red converts better than yellow. So I would automatically say that red one is going to work better than the yellow one. But in actual fact, the yellow one was the one that converted the best. So let's have a look at the stats from World Internet Office. This is just a snippet. So you can see the destination URLs there. So one of them is 3-Step Secret Live. The other one is this 3SS2. So the one at the top is the one from the left, and the one at the bottom is the one from the right. So the red one is the one on the top, and that got 59 clicks, and it got 8 leads and 5 sales. But then if we look to the one on the bottom, which is the one from the right, which was the yellow one, looking at that one, that got 60 clicks, so one more click than the other one. And it got 17 leads, so more than double the amount of people have opted in on that particular page. And then it got 10 sales, so it got double the amount of sales as well. So bingo, we've got a clear winner there. The yellow one, which is the one on the bottom that actually has the tick next to it there, that's the one that we continue on with, because that's the one that's getting, firstly, more leads, and secondly, more sales. It's definitely the way to go. Now let's have a look at another 2 pages. Which one of these 2 pages do you think converted the best? So this is going back a few years now, looking at these 2 pages. They're just text pages. You know, these are the sorts of sales pages that used to work very, very well. Looking at the 2 of those, I couldn't tell you which one worked the best. There's one on the right that says urgent, only days to go. It gives a level of urgency. We would do that with a countdown timer now. Both of them have got audio in there. The one on the left has got lots of impressive words on there as well. You've merely got days to decide on something that will make you tens of thousands of dollars. You know, there's some urgency in there as well. Which one converted the best? Can't tell. I couldn't tell you from looking at the 2 of those which one was going to convert the best. Even if I read through every single word on there, I still wouldn't be able to tell you. But in actual fact, again, it was the one on the right. It was the one on the right. Excuse my dog's barking in the background there. So having a look at the stats. We've got the one on the top in the destination URL is the one on the left, and the one on the right is the one in the bottom there, or the one with stats in the bottom or the middle. So they both had about 350 clicks. The one on the top, which is the one on the left, got 6 leads and 9 sales and $2,500 in sales. And the one underneath there, so the winner got about 350 clicks, a couple more clicks. It got almost double the amount of leads, which is quite good, getting more leads, and almost the same amount of sales, just one extra sale, but that extra sale brought in over $1,000 more than the one on the left. So, it's not just about how many extra people are coming through it, not just about how many extra sales, but in this particular case, it's certainly about getting over $1,000 more in this particular campaign. That's really important stuff to note as well. Now, specifically, the stuff that you need to change on your website to get better conversions. You're going to test these things. First, primarily, you're going to test video, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in just a minute. You're going to test video or a different version of your sales page. Video, I think, is absolutely the first thing you should test, and I'll come into the whys of that shortly. You're also going to test price. Who says that $17 is the ideal price for your product in your market? Who says that? I don't know if that's the right price for your product in your market, so why wouldn't you test it and see if you can get a better price? It might be a lower price that gets more sales. It might be a higher price that gets less sales, but it gets more revenue for you in the long run. And package. Write those three things down. They're the three things that you're going to test. Package, when I say package, I mean adding in some bonuses. Package up a few things together to bonus in with your book or your product. So write those three things down. First thing you'll test is video. Second thing you'll test is price. And the third thing you'll test is package. So let's go into those in a little bit more detail. Video. Now, a study by iviewdigital.com shows that using video on landing pages can increase conversions by up to 80%. Now, if using video is shown to increase conversions by up to 80%, we should certainly be trialing it on our web pages, shouldn't we? Yes, I think so too. Thank you. Videos increase the length of time that people stay on your page. Giving your brand message longer to sink in. This is one thing that they do. Videos help raise the trust factor significantly when you've got a video on your page, whether it be you in the video, whether it be someone in the video, or whether it be a whiteboard video, it still raises the trust factor. And inherently, people are lazy and prefer to watch versus read. Now, that's a generalization, but it's a reasonably accurate generalization. So with all of these stats so far, with this information so far, we should all be testing video. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But let's look at some more stats as well. InVodo in 2016 said that 55% of shoppers often research on mobile devices where visual content helps inform their product selection. So just imagine someone's come along to your web page and they're using a mobile device and they go and they look and they think, oh, all these words and they're so small, I've got to zoom it in, or I've got to do this, I've got to do that. If there was a video there, they could just click play, watch the video, oh, this looks really cool, where's the buy now button, and buy. It just makes it easier for people on mobile devices. Now, marketers who use video grow their revenue 49% faster than non-video users. This is by Aberdeen and Vidyard from 2015. 49% faster, marketers who use video. It's certainly something that we should be trying with all of these stats. And 92% of shoppers say that visuals are the most influential Visuals are the most influential factor affecting purchase decisions by VoucherCloud 2014. So all of these things are saying we should be having video on our sites. We should certainly be having video on our sites to try and improve our conversions. So that's the first thing. Absolutely, you must be trialing video. Second thing is price. Who knows the best price for your product? I certainly do not know the best price for your product. I know that roughly most ebooks can sell for around $17. Some can sell for $27. Some only sell for $7. Some sell for $3. I wouldn't go to $3. I think that's a ridiculous price. But the only way that you will know is to test and measure. You test a higher price, you test a lower price, and you see which one gives you more revenue. It's an important one there. Not necessarily more sales, but more revenue. Okay? And then we test a payment plan. You know, it might be that a payment plan for your product is more appropriate than, you know, a $7 or $17 or $27 price. Let's have a look at that in greater detail. Brett McFall has paleodietforbeginners.net, and something that he's tested on there, we can just have a look at here, just a snippet from that web page. If you order right now, you can take a 30-day free trial, meaning you pay $0 now and we'll charge you $17 only if you decide to keep it in 30 days' time. It's basically setting up an automatic payment in 30 days. They pay $0 now, they get to read the book for 30 days, and we charge them in 30 days. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Do you think that might increase some conversions on your website? Testing whether that works better than just an upfront fee? I think it's certainly something that should be. Another way it's represented on the website as well. Start your free no-risk 30-day trial. You've got absolutely no risk, and you can keep the 2 bonuses as a thank you from me, even if you decide the program is not for you. Click on the button, and then they purchase there. So there's an example of what you could test when it comes to price, and it's certainly something that you should test as well. Now, the final thing that you guys need to be testing, and I'm not just choosing these things at random as well. These are the things that I've seen improve websites over the last 10 years. So video, price, and then the third one is packaging things together. So package. Add in some extra value bonuses to package together with your book. Where do I get these? I hear you say. Where do I get these extra value bonuses? Where do I do that? Well, you could research some private label rights products that you can package in. You could package in, say, an audio version of your book. Look, we know you're busy. What about we package in the audio version so you can listen to it in the car? Video version as well. You know, video could actually be an upsell product as well, which is a whole nother lesson entirely. But you could package in some videos with your book, teaching people, you know, some recipes. If it was, you know, some how to cook, you know, paleo or something like that. If it was for the Paleo Diet Products book, so or website. So just some ideas there, but you absolutely need to test packaging as well. If your price isn't working, if your video isn't working, then you've got to package in some extra stuff to put some bonus in. And you know, sometimes you'll put the price up when you package it in as well. And again, some example of this from Brett's site, from the paleodietforbeginners.net, is on that paleo diet book that he sells. He's given this bonus here, but that's not all you'll receive today. I want to send you this too, which is the 30-day low-carb diet ketosis plan. I don't know what a ketosis plan is, but I think it's something that's related to paleo diet, so that's why it's been put in there. And the free bonus number 2, the weight loss in a week system. Take advantage of I'm going to send you actual menus that you can use throughout the day to keep yourself on a healthy diet. People searching for paleo are certainly searching for a healthier way of life. So giving them some menus to do that, some recipes to do that, will you know, add value to people purchasing the Paleo Diet for Beginners book. So now they're the 3 things: test video, test the price, and test packaging something together. Now I want to show you how we do it. So this is some of the important stuff. This is actually the easy part. I want to show you how we do it. So the first thing we do is we set up the pages. So remember from our flowchart before, we had the opt-in page, and traditionally there's one sales page and one download page. So now we'll have the opt-in page, and we'll set up 2 sales pages and 1 download page. Then we create what we call an ad tracker in World Internet Office, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And from there, we put it onto the site. It's 3 simple steps. So I'm going to just get out of the presentation now and just go off to my sites so that I can show you how this is done. Now, let's just have a look. I'm just going to enlarge this right up as much as I possibly can. Use the whole screen so you can see it all. So having a look here, are you seeking the best ways on how to overcome depression? Brand new information. We've all got a site like this. And you put in the name and email address and click on sign up, and it goes through to the sales page and free report. So here's a version of something like yours. Mine's in WordPress. Yours might be in My Vienna. It could be in WordPress. It doesn't matter where it's hosted. It's exactly the same process to split test. Exactly the same process. So this one's the free report at the top, and then it goes into introducing the sales page down the bottom. Here's the myths, and you know, here's the information about the book, etc., etc., etc. And there's a buy now button, another buy now button, so forth and so on. So that's traditionally what we have. Is we have the opt-in, the sales page, and then we have this download page. So we all should have these pages on our website at the moment. So something I've set up previously is this other sales page here. So our original sales page is all words. And this other sales page, what I've done is I've taken treatment 1, treatment 2, and treatment 3, and I've had it made into a video. And I had this video made on Fiverr. I think it cost me maybe $60 to have it made on Fiverr. It might have been plus or minus a few dollars there, but it didn't cost me very much to have this created. And what I've actually done is I've literally taken all of the words here. Antidepressants and psychotherapy are the most common ways to treat depression, etc., 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 all the way down to if you're nervous about other treatments and options, massage is an approach that usually produces little anxiety. I've basically taken all of that free report and said, here's your script, make a video. Let's have a quick look at that. I'm not sure if you can watch this while this is streaming, but let's have a look.
Psychotherapy are the two most common ways to treat depression. But you can treat your depression in other ways that may be as or more effective. How? Try these alternative treatments and learn to overcome depression without taking drugs or visiting doctors. Treatment number 1.
And so forth and so on. It goes through treatment number 1, treatment number 2, and then it says read on more below if you want to find some other ways to overcome your depression. And then it just goes into introducing the free book, or not the free book, the book that we're trying to sell, How to Overcome Depression Without Taking Drugs or Visiting Doctors. And so that's the rest of the page is a whole sales page. Now this is one version that I would test with video, having the free report as a video. Another version that you could test is having the actual sales page, so all of this stuff down the bottom, instead of a sales letter, like this is called, having a sales video, have it created in a video, and then just have a button at the bottom, click, and some arrows pointing down, click below to buy now. That sort of thing can be tested as well and has been known to increase conversions dramatically. So remember the stats before, having video on your page can increase your conversions by up to 80%. So it makes sense as this is the first thing that we test. So we've got our free report here, and we've got our sales page here. So we had to create the pages first. Let's just have a look at the steps. Step 1 was set up the pages. Now step 2 is create the ad tracker. So we're going to go into World Internet Office, and I'm going to go to Email Marketing, Ad Trackers, and Manage Ad Trackers. No, it's going to log me out. Let me log back in. We'll do that again. In actual fact, we're going to go to Email Marketing, Ad Tracker, and Create New Ad Tracker, not Manage, Create New. And we're going to give it a name. I'm going to give it this webinar's name so that I can remember which one's for which. So this is a webinar for conversions. Now in here, destination URL are those two sales pages. So I'm just going to go back to each tab, and I'm going to click in the top here, so that it highlights everything, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to go back to World Internet Office and I'm going to paste it in. So there's my sales page number 1, and then I click on Create New. And then I'm going to go back to the other tab, the video sales page. I'm going to click in the address bar at the top, and I'm going to right click in there and copy that. And then I'm going to go back to World Internet Office and I'm going to paste it in. There's a pattern developing here, isn't there? So I've pasted that in, and then I'm going to click on Create New. So now both of those sales pages are in there ready to go. One is just the free report, and the other one's the video free report. And then I just click on Save. So now what we need to do, that's the ad tracker set up. It's basically set up and ready to go ready to go in World Internet Office to test between the two. And what it will do automatically, when someone comes to this link here, which is the link that we have to put into the thank you of our opt-in form or our web form, when someone comes to this link here, World Internet Office automatically and randomly sends between the two, or if there was 3, it would send between the 3. Automatically, it chooses the first one, and then it sends equal amount of traffic to each one. This one, that one, this one, that one, this one, that one. All the new clicks are managed through World Internet Office. And then what it also does is it puts a little cookie onto the computer of the person looking at the website, and it says, this person has been sent to this page. So it doesn't let them go back to the other page and find the other page. It always sends people to this page, this page, this page, once they've clicked through the ad tracker. And this is really important stuff to do this. It's not so important when you're testing between video and a sales letter, but it's really important if you're testing between price. We don't want, when a visitor comes back to the website to potentially buy for a second time, for them to have gone to the higher price one the first time and go to the lower price one the second time. That just makes no sense at all. So World Internet Office manages so they always see the same page until we decide one of them is the winner. So it automatically sends between the two. It'll get clicks and leads and sales like the examples I showed you earlier, and it will send people between the two until you find a winner. And we'll talk more about finding the winner in a little while. So now what we're going to do is step number 3 is put it onto your site. So let's just have a look at how we do that. So we've got our opt-in page, linked to our sales page at the moment, which is linked to our download page. So now what we want to do is we want to have our opt-in page. After someone goes through the opt-in, we don't want them to automatically go to this page now. We want them to automatically go to the split test link, so it splits between this page, the free report text version, or the free report video version. So, and that's set up in the World Internet Office here through this link. So we're going to take this link and we're going to copy that. And then we're going to go into emailer marketing and we're going to go and find our web form. Now I've got a few in here, so I'm just going to do a search. So I know which one it is. And I think it's this one, so let's just click here to edit. So in here we've got our subscriptions, which is all set up from before. You'll have one of these set up in your accounts as well, which will be the web form that's on your site. So basically we're going to click through all of these and go through to confirmation and save. And in here, which is use a custom thank you page, this is the page that somebody goes to after they opt in. So when they opt in, World Internet Office managers, in this case, they go to this particular page. But what we're going to do is delete that out of there and put in the ad tracker link. You know, we created the ad tracker, that link is in there now. So when someone goes through this opt-in form, when we put it onto our website, it's automatically going to send them to the ad tracker, and World Internet Office is going to go to, World Internet Office is going to say, go to this one, go to that one, go to this one, go to that one, automatically manage that for you. So we click on save, and then we go to get form code here, and then we click in there just once and it highlights everything, and then we right click and we copy that. Now we've got to put that on our web page. So I'm just going back to my opt-in page. So my website, as I say, is set up in WordPress and it's in Thrive Content Builder. I use it, I love it, and that's that. It doesn't matter what your website is set up in. If your website is set up in My Vienna, then I'll just nick back to World Internet Office. Instead of this code here, you'll actually pick up this get script code here. This is the one for My Vienna. This is the one for WordPress. Okay. So I'll just go back into the web page. I'm just going to edit it with the content builder. So while that loads, I'm just going to set up the opt-in form on here. So in this one, I'm going to click in here and click on Connect with Service. And then I'm going to delete the connection that's there at the moment because I don't want to go into that connection and create a new one. I'm going to choose HTML form code, click on go to the next step, paste in the code that I copied, and click on generate fields. And then it's got the name and email in there already. It's got email validation here, so the software, this Thrive Content Builder page will know if someone hasn't completed their whole email address, and it won't let them go through, which is pretty cool. It's required. Then we click on save. And then what I do now is I click on Save Changes here. That's it. That's done. So I'm just going to preview the site now. I set up the ad tracker in World Internet Office. I went to Email Marketing, Ad Tracker, and Create New Ad Tracker. I set up the ad tracker, and then I put the ad tracker link as the thank you page in the web form in World Internet Office, and then I set it up into the web page in here where the web form is. And so now this is that page, and when I put in my name and email address now, and I click on sign up, it automatically goes through World Internet Office and then sends me to one of the pages. In this case, it sent me to the free report, the video free report page, whereas before it was sending me through to the standard free report page. And so then what we do is we test and measure. We send traffic. We send as much traffic as we possibly can through here so that we can test which one works better. And all of that information then will be in Ad Tracker and Manage Ad Tracker. And the one we just set up is this webinar for conversions one here. And you can see there already, there's one click. Let's go and have a look inside. There's one click on this one already, which is the one that I've just done. And then we go on from there. And I'll come back. We'll discuss shortly how many clicks we need to decide which one is the winner. So that's all we have to do to set it up into World Internet Office. Now I'm just going to go back to our little presentation now. So we set up the pages, we create the ad tracker, and we put it on our site. How many people through the test to decide? So generally speaking, we need about 100 people to go through the test before we can decide which one is the winner. But if you see a clear winner at 50, just say you've had 50 people go through, and one page isn't even getting any sales and the other one's got a heap of sales, you can stop it and change it there and then. And it's easy to do, actually. Let me just go back to show you what you do when you've got a winner. In World Internet Office, just over here, when you've got a winner, all you do, just say this one is the winner, you click on Edit here, and you turn this one off, the one that's not getting the sales, and you click on Save. There we go. We've got our winner. We leave this ad tracker in process on our website, because now what it's going to do when someone goes to this, which is the thank you page to the opt-in, they're just automatically going to be sent to this page all the time, because that's the winning page, if that was the one that was the winning page. So we don't have to do anything else. We don't have to go back and change anything on our website again. It can just continue to run through the ad tracker. No problems at all there. So generally we need 100 people through, unless you see a clear winner at 50. I'm just going to go back over the flow again, just so we can have a look at that. We have our opt-in page, and then we have someone enters their name and email address, and the thank you to that opt-in is the split test link for the sales pages. So the split test link we set up in the ad tracker. And that split test between the free report and sell book and the other free report and sell book, which is, in this case was a video version. So then after someone purchases the book, it sends them through to a thank you page for the book, which is the same thank you page for the product. No problems with that at all. And that's the process. So that's all we need to do to split test. And then we get 100 people through, or 50 if you've got a clear winner, to see which one is converting the best. And if you get equal results, it could be that that's not something that's going to influence, and then you need to move on to the next thing. So the first thing you're going to test is video. Go to Fiverr and look for CWiney. CWiney is the person that I use, because I can go there when I create videos, that is. I can go to CWiney and with a script, and CWiney produces the video and organizes the voiceover for me and does everything basically, and just sends me the produced thing. I don't want to go to 3 different people to get it sorted. Just go to the one. So you can go to someone like that and get it done. So just back onto that, that's the process for the opt-in. We've got our opt-in page that goes to the split test link for the sales page, splits between the 2 different sales pages, and then down to our thank you page. And then we just rinse and repeat. Once we've tested one thing and got that fine-tuned, then we test the next thing. So our 3 things were video first, and then price second, and then packaging third. So they're things you can instantly start testing and measuring on your site. So first, you can go to Fiverr and have a video created of your free report, or you can go to Fiverr and have a video created of your sales page. Second, you can go and see, second, you can test the price. You can test a $0 upfront and $17 in 30 days, or you could test a $7 and a $17, or a $27 and a $17 version of your sales page to see which one gets you the best results. And then third, you could test packaging a free report together with sorry, not the free report, your book together with a private label product or an audio version so you can listen to it in your car, or anything else that can add value to your product, or some recipes if you're in a food niche, a recipe book along with some menus, that sort of thing is all really cool stuff to add in as bonuses. Anything that adds value to the purchase, something related is probably the right thing to do there as well. So just to be sure that you remember it all, the biggest mistake I see people make in internet business is doing nothing when it comes to the conversions on their website. If you do nothing, you will get no results. If you do something, at least then you can be moving towards getting better results. You've got to implement these things. These 3 things are the things you need to do. Test your video, test your price, and test packaging bonuses in together with your product. Absolute must. They're the 3 things you have to start on testing to start seeing some conversions or better conversions from your website. So where do you go to next? There's all of this stuff you've learned here tonight. How do you make sure you know how to do this properly? So what if you could sit down with me for 3 full days and ask me any questions you have about this process? Would that be good? Thank you. What if I could show you what if I could show you all the details that you're wondering about? And what if you could walk away with a full plan after these 3 days of knowing exactly what to do and exactly how to do it? What if for those 3 days you could learn how to use split testing to make sure you're getting the most dollar return on your website? That's what we've just been talking about here tonight, knowing how to do that on your website without fail. Or how to increase your average sale using upsells on your website, integrating automatically an upsell on your website. So instead of just getting your $17 sale, you can increase your average sale to a higher amount by adding another product in. What if you could learn how to leverage your database? Now, I know Matt's been talking about leveraging your database with you quite a lot. You've got to leverage your database. We've got to nurture. We've got to make our database feel good. We've got to gain their trust. And then we want to maximize the money that they spend with us, or maximize the return on the database. And we do that by adding in other products, adding in other offers, and nurturing and sending a lot of content. I can show you how to do that. How to get a team of marketers selling your product for you, basically on autopilot. We set it up, we get the marketers in, and we get other people selling our product for you. I can show you how to do that in these 3 days as well. And as a very special bonus, I have something called Beginner's Day, which is the first day of the 3 days, where if you're not so familiar in World Internet Office and how to set these things, the basic things up, I teach you that stuff as well. I've limited seats to a training weekend, and once they're gone, that's it. Now, it's called Automate Weekend. It's the first event of its kind ever run in this country. Why should you attend Automate Weekend? It's the first event of its kind ever run in this country. That's why you should attend, number 1. Number 2, I'll take you by the hand and show you step by step. I'm going to extract the information from your websites, exactly what you should be doing. We're going to workshop each of your websites there, and so you know exactly what you should and could be doing to improve your websites. And the biggest advantage, having your questions answered all weekend and finally knowing what to do when you get home. All weekend you can ask questions for the whole time, and then you know what to do when you get in the office or get home to improve your websites. You'll learn exactly how to take action and change your business forever. Not just on this website, but every single website that you implement after this weekend, you'll know how to do it. But it's limited time only because you're Matt's valued customers, not the $197 introductory rate that it usually is, but Matt has said to me he's going to pay the first $100 for you. So instead of $197 for the weekend, it's going to be just $97 for the weekend, and you get to bring a friend for free. So for $97, you get to bring a friend for free, plus you get a double your money back guarantee. If you're not happy after the first day, you just let us know, and you get double your money back, and we part as friends. And on top of all of that, I feed you. I want you to get the most out of this weekend, so I organise catering so that you can be there, present in the room, interacting, asking questions, and getting the most out of the weekend. So you can register now for Automate Weekend. It's automateweekend.com/Matt. So what you need to do is just go to the address bar at the top of your browser there, and just go to automateweekend.com/Matt, M-A-T-T, and you type that in and hit enter, and then when you get through to the checkout, there's this little coupon code that you need to put in. It's MATT, M-A-T-T, and then you click on apply there, just on the right-hand side of the screen there. Once you click on apply, that'll take the $100 off that Matt's chipping in for you so that you can come along to this weekend. Now, as you can see there as well, it's on Friday the 7th to Sunday the 9th of October, live in the Gold Coast. So all the details of the event will be given once you've registered. So thank you. I hope you've got something out of this and an action plan to move forwards with for your websites to help them convert and get them better converting. Now, has anyone got any questions?
Mate, that was fantastic, Jason. I just quickly, mate, we did have a tech issue on the call tonight, which we didn't advise you of, but a lot of people have been able to hopefully watch it through YouTube. But again, we will take, if you have any questions that you want to submit to us, we will answer every one of them individually. But Jason, firstly, I want to thank you, mate, for the webinar. The last 50 minutes, look, I love it. We're both preaching the same story. Why this weekend is so important for everyone on this call, and this is why I'm prepared. I'm chipping in. I'm going to invest in you guys to be here because you have to be at this weekend. Knowledge is king. You all know about knowledge is king, and you know Jason's 100% right on that first mistake. By doing nothing, but even by not coming to this weekend, if you change nothing changes. Okay, so this is what Jason's all about. I have a regular catch up with Jason every single Thursday, and we analyze things and we find and we tweak things. So he's my go-to man. He has to be your go-to man. Jason, a couple of points I want to just sort of pick up on what you were saying is the testing and the measuring. You know, I want people to realize that, you know, we have every single one of us, we have businesses just like every single one of you on these calls, and it's not a set recipe. The goalposts aren't defined, but we go out with a standard set, the way the business is set up, and we have to test and measure everything. That's all about trying to educate yourself on your market. I mean, Jason, you were talking about, you know, the profiling your demographics, finding about what your audience is all about. I'm all about that. But this testing and measuring thing, where Jason talks about video, you know, I could spend a whole session on video, Jason, as you know. You know, the price point, we pitch it out at $7, but it could be $17, but it could be a $7. But you know, I loved how, you know, you should be absolutely thinking about what Jason spoke about, the packaging of your product. You know, when we can add value to your product, you know, there's that saying, when value exceeds price, people buy. So it's a matter of you know, going to those sites, getting some PLR books, creating value in these sites. So, you know, getting onto Fiverr, outsourcing your work. But Jason, what you covered tonight, mate, I'm excited about it. Okay, and this is why I know every single person on this call, and people even who aren't on this call, they've missed out. So I'm investing in anyone who's going to turn up to this weekend, to Automate Weekend. I've spoken at this event. I know how it runs. You know, so you're going to get all there is to know about, you know, leveraging that database. I speak to everyone about, you know, the book is your hook to grab a database. Jason's going to show you exactly what you need to do with that database to earn extra dollars. So, mate, I can't thank you enough for the webinar. Again, I get excited. I'll be excited after this webinar, but there's an opportunity for everyone. Again, the deal is, it's $197. I'm going to invest $100 into each and every one of you. Anyone who signs in with that coupon, Matt, it's going to cost you $97 for 3 days worth of training with my expert, my go-to guy. I mean, I call you that, Jason. I hope you don't mind. But, you know, you are my go-to guy. You are the one to teach these guys what to do. So, again, I thank you for being on the webinar, making yourself available. And, again, we'll take any questions given we had that slight technical issue. So, thanks again, mate.
No problems at all, Matt. And again, if you know, if anyone has any questions from the webinar, they can always email through, and we can answer them. Love to see you guys all at Automate Weekend, so I can help you automate this part of your business even further. And Matt,
fantastic, mate.
Thanks
so much again,
Jason,
and hopefully everyone's you know, taken a heap away from tonight's webinar.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, buddy. See you online, mate. Bye-bye.